All I wanna do is party all night. All I wanna do is party all night.
We got Nitty Gritti up in the motherfucking house. What?
Are you recording?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Let's try that again. No, we don't have to. That's how it goes on the podcast, man. It's just chill. We can edit things as we want, but we choose not to. We're going to give you the real deal feel with the Nitty Gritti up in this bitch. But anyways, hey, here we go. Episode number 8, Liquefied Podcast. Thanks for doing this. Welcome to Atlanta. We were talking in the car on the way here. You have been here before.
Yeah, no, I love Atlanta.
And we're happy to have you, man. I've been following you for a little bit here, and I must say your music is some of the most like fist clenching, like want to elbow your mom in the temple.
Oh, yeah.
You don't really do that, but
Not my mom, but yeah, I get you.
you know, it's like I don't know. I feel like if I could bench 250 pounds, if I put on your new song that you just came out with, I could probably bench like 350.
Can definitely extend your max.
Yeah, so go to Spotify, or actually, how would you like people to consume your new single, if you will?
You can consume it through your ears, through your mouth, anally, any way it gets in there.
Anally. I said that the other day at Whole Foods. She's like, how would you like your receipt? I was like, could I get it anally?
Oh, Lord.
She was like, what? I don't understand. But no, do you have
It's
like
on everything, honestly, yeah. Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, so whichever one you got.
You
So-
don't prefer...
I still, when it comes to like electronic music, I'm still a SoundCloud kid 'cause that's what I came up with. So I'm always sending people my SoundCloud link. But I also love Spotify and Apple Music, so it doesn't matter to me.
Do you treat as like from a marketing standpoint your SoundCloud different than a Spotify?
SoundCloud's more just, to me, just a lot of like discovering music, that really would be way less heard on Spotify or Apple Music, in my opinion.
Yeah, and you can post like mixes, I guess, on SoundCloud, which
Yeah, kind of not. They start cracking down, but I still love
I
it.
saw you
There's-
had a Diplo and Friends mix on.
yeah. Anything that they can like clear and it's official, you can definitely put on SoundCloud.
That's pretty cool. I
Yeah.
heard they were getting looser with mixes. Is that not the case?
I think it got tighter, and maybe now they're about to like start trying to, but the copyright stuff was getting crazy. But I think with actual mixes, they're gonna start like, because like obviously it's a mix. It's only gonna help the artist. So what's the point of taking it
Yeah.
down? You know what I mean?
Well, my Alexa's hooked up to Spotify, so I end up looking at Spotify a little bit more these days, even though, yeah, I've been on the SoundCloud tip for a while, trying to dig for music for years. But that's how I heard Ballin', which is a really nice tune, actually.
Appreciate it, man.
Congrats on that one.
Thank you.
You've been doing this for a little bit now, and, I mean, would you consider yourself a dubstep guy, or what do you...
I don't consider myself really anything except, I guess, like, I mean, if there was a broad sense, it would probably be like electronic and dance music, I guess, which typically is EDM, but I mean, there's so much. I've from the beginning released so many different genres that I never wanted anybody to be like, oh, like, he's mainly this. Like, I know I'm good at certain areas of electronic music, but I really do release like trap and dubstep and house and melodic stuff like future bass and melodic dubstep and stuff like that. So it's like, even I did rock EP last year, and that was on SoundCloud because I was in a rock band. And then I'll literally have like songs with no drops probably coming out soon. And then I don't know, it's kind of just like an open thing, just because like it didn't ever matter to me to have one lane and pick that lane and go, because I get bored when I DJ. I literally play. I like making multiple genres because now when I DJ, I play multiple genres, and every area I hit, I have my own original song. And that was kind of my goal, is be able to, any tempo, I literally have my own song in that tempo now. So my set, every like 3 songs is an original or an edit or a remix or something.
Yeah, I was listening to one of your mixes. I think you opened with Scrub, which I was like,
Oh, TLC, yeah.
dude, I was like, yes.
Love it.
I haven't heard a DJ open with that in a little bit, or actually probably ever open with that, but obviously you put your own little spin on it. But even
Yeah.
if you didn't do that song, is like, it's just so catchy, man. So
Yeah.
that's cool. I like your DJ sets for sure. I
Appreciate
saw you playing a show. I couldn't make it in Miami because I didn't get in until like Wednesday. But,
Yeah.
how was your Miami experience?
Stupid, wild. It was amazing. I got to play my my own like headlining one on Monday, and I was like worried about it because it was like early in the week.
Yeah, I was trying. That's what I was trying.
But I mean, it ended up being really good. We sold like almost the entire place out, so it was really really fun, and that means a lot to me because that's like where I started Nitty Gritty, and all the local Miami DJs I know, I pretty much got them up there and had our back to back, and it was just like really cool. My whole team was in town, and then even Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we did something every day. Like we had the Bygore, Say My Name. Me and Shaq premiered our song at his show, and then
Dude.
yeah,
That's crazy.
You met Shaq, dude.
Yeah.
He's
I mean,
hilarious.
he's my
What was
friend
that-
now,
what
so
was
now I
that
feel
like?
really cool.
What was that like? Shout out Shaq.
Yeah, no, he's honestly just like coolest guy. Just,
He's gotta
he's
be.
like, yo, when he first met, he's like, yo, I'm a big fan. I'm like, I mean, everyone's a big fan of you, so I guess I don't even have to say it, but like that means a lot because you're a legend. But no, he really is insane. He loves dubstep. Like
Wow.
that's his thing. Like the records I'm working on with him are like the heaviest of dubstep. That's it. That's what he just like. I like it because it's like so unapologetic. Like I feel like a lot of like celebrities could just come in and DJ and do some corny stuff and maybe try to get famous from, but he's just doesn't care at all what's like really popular. It's just like he loves dubstep, and I'm like, damn, that means a lot to someone that likes it too, because it's like we really don't care what people think, and he obviously doesn't, because he could do anything he wants, and he's choosing to do like
Yeah.
really fun rage or headbanging music. Like that's awesome.
He really can do anything he wants, and he
Yeah.
does, man. He was here for the Super Bowl doing his Shaq's Funhouse. Didn't he put out a rap CD back in the day? Was that him? Did he
He-
go by Shaq Diesel or something?
Yeah, he did, and I think this is his next thing instead of that.
Shit. Are you actually working with him?
Yeah, no, we have a record together.
Is it out?
No, not yet.
Wow.
We have a few, but we're figuring it out. Yeah.
Well, that's the coolest thing.
Yeah,
ever.
no, I recorded him last week in Miami.
Yeah, you know, I'd be working with Shaq
Yeah.
in the studio. Damn, that's cooler than anything I could say. I can't even dunk, man. You're working with Shaq and shit.
I can't touch the rim. It's fine.
Yeah, man, that's awesome, dude. So, what else happened in like Miami? I mean, I'm wondering a few things first, but I want you to continue on your kind of like itinerary because it looked like you had a ball.
I mean, maybe ask me and then I'll think of more stories.
Well, I'm curious. I was there. Actually, Aduke was there too. I was curious from your perspective, what genre do you think is kind of dominating the Miami Music Week at this year? I've been going there for several years, and you know, things change, and so
Yeah.
I'm just curious what you think is like, you know, the most. I don't want to say popular, but has the most buzz around it.
Oh, I mean, almost every year except for a few years. I personally always my one of my managers actually is a co-owner of Space, and every year it's just stupid. So, and I actually love house music, but house music in Miami and techno just blows everything away in my opinion. Not in a bad way. Like I played a bunch of dope bass shows and I had a great time, but as a whole, it's like Space is legendary, and like that kind of sound goes really far out there, and people just love it. So
I didn't even get in there. to
Yeah,
Space, not to
it's-
cut you off, but
yeah.
I tried on Friday.
no,
to
it's
see
hard.
Shoes
I
and
had to
Dirty
go
Bird.
with my man. I can't. That's just it's annoying to get in there because it's like $200. Like, but yeah. So I mean, I think, and Ultra to me this year was actually a good balance of bass music and stuff. But, yeah, I
Did
think
you actually went to Ultra?
yeah. Well, because Shaq played with Nightmare, and he played our collab. So
What world are we living in right now?
It's
Shaq
nuts.
played with Nightmare.
yeah,
What?
yeah. He knows how to DJ. He really does. He's good at it.
Yeah.
He is.
This is news to me. Does he have a DJ name or is it just?
Yeah, no,
Shaq?
it's DJ Diesel. That's it. He's just taking the old one and making something new.
Sick. Yeah, Nightmare is much respect to him. Who is some of your influences of your music, and who do you look up to?
I mean, I'd have to separate it, like influences from like since I was a kid that are really separated not from electronic music. Like I really love like Chris Martin from Coldplay, and like I love like Taking Back Sunday and Brand New, like Death Cab for Cutie, like Slipknot. I really love Slipknot. Even like metal bands like Suicide Silence. Like when I was a kid, I would really listen to a lot of rock. And then also like hip hop. I remember when like, well, it's not that old, but This Song Is Sick is like a website that like kind of shares music. And right when it like first started in like 2009 2008, 9. I remember like Childish Gambino coming out, and like, man, there's so many like kind of like almost underground that are now like popping that I would just listen to that stuff, and then mixing that with electronic music. Then I heard like Skrillex and Diplo and like Knife Party, like Swedish House. Actually, even before that, really like original like kind of like tectonic like house, like French house and stuff like that. When I lived in Haiti, they had a lot of like cool house music, and I would listen to that. And I honestly can barely remember any of the names of those songs. I just like have in my head. Like one of the ones I do remember is there was a remix of Benny Benassi, and then I started looking up all that stuff, and it was all this like really cool like 2009 2010 kind of house music, and I thought that was really cool. But once I found Skrillex, because I loved like metal, that was like the heavy hard rock version of electronic music, and that's when I was like, all right, this is my shit. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna start making music right now.
Yeah.
So it was like it's kind of coming from like rock and heavier stuff, but also melodic, mixed with a little bit of like hip hop. I feel like it's kind of obvious now what I make, because it's like a lot of like trap, dubstep, and then house music, and those literally is what I kind of like learned to listen to.
So in the beginning, you said you kind of knew what your strengths were. So why do you think you have those particular strengths? Is it because you are naturally inclined on like particular sounds, or do you think it's the tempo, or where do your strengths come from?
I mean, I think my biggest strength is honestly being able to do multiple things. I don't think I'm like the king of any one thing, but I have a really high, I guess, like learning curve, where if I like I make a lot of Latin music right now, and I'm actually doing it in my eyes. I'm actually listening to other good Latin records. I'm like, wow, I'm actually like making good, like stuff like that. Even if it's Latin trap, but like even
Latin trap.
Yeah.
That should be a new beatport genre.
no, that's huge. It already is. Bad Bunny and like Farruko and all these guys, they're killing it. But like when one of the first Latin ones I did was Move to Miami for Enrique and Pitbull. And that's like just like reggaeton, like that kind of stuff. But I don't know, I just like to learn how to make it. Like this year pretty much learned how to make more like deep house, like kind of tech house stuff, and I hadn't really learned how to do that until this year. And it's more just when I find something I want to learn how to make, I'll just like really like go in on it for a little bit, make a few horrible tracks, and then eventually it just like kind of builds into something I know how to do. So I did it with trap and dubstep and house music, and then once I got to like little genres in between, and pop music as well. I've been trying to make a lot of pop, but yeah, I don't know, I just kind of like I have like a really like zoned in. I'll do something for an entire week and do nothing else.
That's good. That's
and then
called
get out of
focus.
it.
Most
Yeah, it's
people don't
focus.
have that shit these days.
I mean,
Especially
you can force yourself. I'm not a focused kid. I had like ADD in school. Not really, but like I'm horrible at school. I couldn't learn. I never knew how to focus, learn how to study, blah, blah, blah. You can focus when you love something and you like force yourself to do it. Like I'm literally proof that you can force yourself to learn how to focus. I didn't know how to do it, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna just stay in. I'm not gonna go out. My phone, I can't do this. I gotta just like sit in my studio for 6 hours and do something, and then even if it sucks, you still did it, and then you learned how to focus. You know what I
So
mean?
was Skrillex the eye-opening kicker that spun you into?
That was a huge one. I remember the two in heavy music was Knife Party and Skrillex, because I knew, I kind of dived in and figured out he used to be in From First to Last, and Knife Party used to be in Pendulum. And I was like, wow, that makes so much sense why they're so good, because they had years of practice. And that's kind of how I feel now with Nitti Gritti. Like, it's only like, 2.5, 3 years old, but I had been producing, 5 years before that. So that's why people are like, oh, it's crazy. Like Nitti Gritti, it went pretty fast. Seems like you're doing relatively everything quickly. And I was like, well, no, it's because you just don't see the Titanic iceberg of work beneath. And that's like kind of how I knew from the beginning. I was like, oh, it's gonna take time, like, because if once you hear Skrillex, everyone's like, I want to make dubstep, but it's like you really, in my opinion, it's a 3 year. It took me like a 3 year gap to even get remotely good. Not even good, like not even anywhere near like my level now. Like 3 years just to like have a track and someone be like, that's cool, which is like no one wants to hear that.
Would
know
you
what I
say
mean?
you're at warrior level yet?
I mean, it doesn't matter I don't know what level I'm at. Hopefully, people like my
I'd say
music.
warrior level. Listen to Ballin', And you don't know.
Yeah.
We are sitting with a warrior here today.
Hopefully, almost hit the 10,000 hour mark. I'm guessing.
So did you have a name before Nitty Gritty then?
It was just my real name, Ricky Mears, and it was like, it wasn't anything specific until I started making like melodic dubstep, like Seven Lions, like Above and Beyond, which I also love that style of music. Kind of like Millennium would probably be a similar one, more current. But yeah.
Yeah, Millennium has a real unique vibe, actually. I used to play a lot at a club called Omnia, and
Yeah.
he is my most memorable person who I played after because I stepped up, and it was like you know how when you play a room, they have just like, I don't know, the molecules like bounce off of each other from the music, and then if you walk into a room that's like doing well, you instantly feel it and you smile.
Yeah.
After his show, I was to play, and it was like nothing. It was like, whoa, I don't even deserve to be here right now.
Yeah, he's really.
You
really,
just keep going, bro. Like, why are you leaving right now?
Yeah.
You know, it was pretty incredible, and
Feel that.
so shouts out to him, and I guess Tyler Nightmare too. He came here not too long ago.
Yeah.
His stuff is, I'd say, along the lines of, it sounds familiar to your sound.
Yeah, 100%. We play a lot of each other's music and make a lot of the same stuff in a good way. Yeah, definitely look up to him. He's a really, really cool guy.
So did you by any chance see what Getter, I guess, posted up the other day, tweeted out?
Yeah, I did. I mean, it's kind of a rough thing to have an opinion on because I just don't know the story, so it's kind of hard to really, think about. Because obviously, on one hand, we're artists, like that's what we're asking you in a sense to judge us. So, in a sense, it is fair for people to give their opinion. Although I don't believe anyone should be tearing anyone apart, but that's just like life. So it's like,
Do you know any of the backstory?
I personally, I don't know. I kind of just have like I don't pay attention to much drama
Mm-hmm.
because I don't want it to bother me, and I don't want to get involved. So I don't want to have a weird opinion. And anybody like, come at me. It's like I'm just in my zone making my music. If you're cool, I'm cool with you. I do like his music a lot. I think it's incredible. And even the one that he's getting apparent backlash from, that album, I thought was like really good because he's talented to make things besides dubstep. So
Yeah, I didn't really get too much into it. I would like to know more. I was, hoping that you knew a little bit more of, I guess, what he was going through, the backstory. But I really brought it up to talk about your life kind of touring and just in the industry. It seems like it's easy to get, I guess, either stressed out or down or like it seems like it's like really easy to teeter over into either comparing yourself too much or being too hard on yourself or
Yeah.
partying too hard or going too hard or doing too much drugs or drinking too much. I mean, how do you prepare yourself for, I mean, you're working with Shaq, dude. That's like, you're not going to stop right now. You're going to keep doing this.
Yeah.
Have you put any kind of plans into place for like, making sure you're like, cool and
yeah, I mean, in my opinion, it comes down to, first of all, like knowing your weaknesses. So I don't do any drugs or smoke or anything, but I do drink. So that's automatically the thing that if you're honest with yourself, okay, whatever it is, you just look at, you're like, all right, that's a problem thing. Make sure it doesn't get out of control. And then secondly, because the first person that has to understand anything, like, because not that they're all the same, but these are all similar things, like depression, anxiety, drugs, and alcohol.
that's what I'm talking about.
They all go in with each other because they're things you have to watch out for. Also, like friends, you can put almost anything into the watch out for list. The most important thing is if you're the artist or whoever you are, understanding which ones you struggle with. Because if you don't understand which ones, then no one's ever going to be able to help you because you're going to deny it and be like, oh, I don't have that problem. But it's like, then, you know what I mean? So first, it literally is you. You have to understand that you have that problem or have to like look out so it doesn't become a problem. And then second, you have to just have people around you, such as like my managers or even, Jeremy, like we watch each other like, yeah, we're not going to drink tonight, or, you really have to have people around you. But it's really important in my opinion, if I didn't admit what things could become problems, no one's going to help me because I didn't even realize my own issues. So it's like, once you've come to realize which ones can be, and then you have people around you helping you with that, you're clear. Like that's the only way I see it working. But a lot of times, like, I've seen managers and people, they just don't care. In my opinion, like that's what happened with Vici. It's not that anybody's like this horrible person, manager, him, whatever. It's that when you're in a situation where he clearly had issues, but you get to a level where no one wants to tell you, yo, stop doing that, and everyone's too afraid to tell you stop drinking or stop doing something. That's where the issue is, because now he has no accountability, and like that's pretty much what happens to people, in my opinion, where they just never drew a line for themselves. And that's why I'm actually kind of grateful in a weird way that I didn't blow up at like a Justin Bieber level or something, because you can clearly see like when you get too big too fast. Not that I don't care. I hope people blow up fast, but I'm personally grateful of my ride being a little bit like, slower, because like along the way I've just seen all the issues of certain ways that people, dealt with fame and money and music and girls and stuff. So it's like it's really important for you to like step back and be like, oh, that they did this, that was wrong. They did that. What can I do that doesn't cause that? And it's making sure I realize, okay, drinking could be a problem. I know it. Everyone knows it. Keep me accountable. Done. And then you just do that for each part of your life, I feel like.
Yeah, being aware is definitely a giant part of keeping yourself safe, keeping good friends around you.
Yeah, 100%.
Jeremy,
Friends is a huge.
You better know what's up there, buddy. But yeah, I see like anxiety and depression kind of like creeping into, I don't know, it just seems like it's getting more and more based off of, I mean, you could be so successful and then, not get hired or booked. I'm talking specifically outside of our industry or just anywhere in general. And you just can beat yourself up because you think that, oh, I see all these people doing this, I should be doing this, but I'm not. And you tend to not look at all your successful, upbringing up until then, and then it kind of gets a little hazy. Yeah, totally in the way, and just doesn't let you be completely happy, which is why I do yoga. You ever do yoga?
I don't do it very often, but whenever I'm working at Dipo's house, he does a lot of yoga. Him and his like team, they're really good at it, and I'm not that good. I'm not in bad shape, but like they do it, and that shit is intense. But I feel really good after, so I'm gonna continue doing it, honestly.
Dude, you do feel so good
Yeah.
after. Like nothing even matters. You drive home like real slow because it's just like
Yeah,
nothing's gonna piss you off. But I was actually born with one leg longer than the other, which is totally crazy. But it's kind of fucked with my back as I've gotten older, and
Oh,
I
wow.
do have a little bit of scoliosis. So
Yeah.
I started yoga in order to like just kind of circumvent the problems that I'm going to suffer.
Yeah, it's
later
probably
in life.
healthy for you then.
And I'm so happy that I did. Actually, if you can look at me, my eyelid is twitching. It twitches like 24/7. It drives me insane. I've tried everything. They say it's like stress or caffeine, but I don't drink that much caffeine. I'm not that stressed out. And I think it has something to do with my back. But when I stretch out, I notice it kind of goes away. But it is really, really soothing. So I recommend just do some physical activity. if you're
Yeah,
watching
any
this.
exercise. I think that's a huge thing of like, at least touring or honestly any part of your life. But if you're exercising 100%, you're letting out a lot of energy and
Mhm.
getting other energy back in. And it feels way better than just like sitting around. Like everyone obviously feels physically better right after you work out. It's like during, it's like really painful, but like at least for me, as soon as you're done, you like get in the shower, you're like, I'm really tired, but like I don't know, you just like you let something out. It feels good.
Mhm. Well, I mean, to completely change the subject, I don't know why I thought of this, but you said you're from Haiti, and so I was
Yeah.
thinking about, were you there for the earthquake?
Yeah, well, to make it really clear, I'm not from there. I moved there when I was 6 years old with my parents. They're missionaries, Christian missionaries, and in 2000 I moved there, and then basically back and forth between there and Pennsylvania, which is where I was born. But yeah, I was in the earthquake, and I moved back right after, and then I think I returned. Like I went back and forth a lot just because there was
Were you actually on the island when the
yeah, no, I
earthquake
lived like at my house in
Oh,
Haiti.
Shit.
Yeah.
What was that like?
The earthquake story is kind of crazy. So I used to give drum lessons when I was in like, well, this was 10th grade. 10th grade, because it was 2011 it happened, so I was in 10th grade. and I would give drum lessons. And I had this kid at my house just like drumming away, and I'm just like, letting him do his thing because he was just like actually practicing. And then it's exactly how I felt.
That's exactly how I felt.
But no, what's crazy is that I didn't realize that it was an earthquake because when you play drums and you're in the room, it's really loud. Like drums are it's like the loudest instrument. So when he's like hitting the kick drum, and like you can feel like it's shaking like that, right? Like I'm hitting the ground right now, but it's literally going like this, and I couldn't. And all of a sudden, I just like feel like a rumbling from like underneath. I'm like, damn, this kid's about to break my drum set. Like, like chill, bro. And then he just like starts looking. He's like, it's not me. I'm like, wait, what the hell's going on? And it just starts like falling over, like stuff like that. So I try to get the kid out, and I think I was the last one out of my house, but my mom's huge china cabinet just like came like crashing down like right after me. And that was like kind of scary, but my house was good after that. But
Shit,
yeah,
like
that's
Indiana Jones style.
yeah, I was definitely like kind of running. It wasn't like crazy, but I definitely was like fast walking out the door. Like I got to get the hell out of
How
here.
long did it last?
I mean, it was I can't remember the exact. You can like look it up. It felt like to me realistically 30 to 45 seconds, which is like pretty long for an earthquake.
That's crazy.
Like a lot of
fucked shit up so.
No, it was
bad.
really bad. It might have even been a minute. I don't. That's a lot though, but I know realistically it's probably like 30 seconds to 45 seconds, but it was substantial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the house was okay.
My house was fine, but we had a really interesting house. It was on kind of like built into not a crazy mountain. I don't mean like some insane mountain, like just built into a hill, and they didn't build the upstairs like they were going to, and they never did. And it was basically like lodged in and just one story. So there wasn't like by
Right.
itself, and it wasn't like wobbling around because it's basically built into the hill. So it was best case scenario, honestly, and it's to this day it's fine.
Damn. Did you stay there for a while afterwards and like help kind of the community?
My parents did. They've sent me out like 3 days later on one of like the helping. They donated some planes, but they sent me out back to Pennsylvania. But they did a lot. They pretty much stayed there for like a month after.
Are they still there?
They just moved back to Pennsylvania in 2015, I believe.
Right on. You like Pennsylvania?
Yeah, I love Pennsylvania, but I still want my parents to move to Florida. I like Florida a lot too.
Mm-hmm. What's your favorite city you've been to?
Favorite city? I don't know. I really love Miami and South Florida, but San Diego is really cool. I like
San Diego.
I like
That's where
Phoenix
I'm
too.
from.
Yeah,
I'm from here too, but
San Diego's
San
nice.
Diego, as I have spent more on that land mass than I think anywhere else in my life.
Mm,
That's where I have the most friends. That's where they say you're from, where you have the most friends.
yeah.
That might be a tie for here, but anyways, man, enough about me. You said you were playing drums, so what did you start as a drummer? Was that your first instrument?
Yeah, I was in bands most of my life. Yeah, that's my first instrument, and then guitar, like a little bit of bass and like keys and stuff, but drums and guitar and like all the band instruments basically. When I started getting, because then once you're in a band, you kind of help write. That's how I guess I got into producing. I helped write a lot of the songs and vocals and the guitar, even if it was just like little ideas, and then you get better from learning that. So
Did it come naturally to you?
yeah, I definitely know I have a good like natural ear. I know, because I only say that because some people really have to work hard at it, and I respect that a lot. But I definitely just always had like a really good ear for pitch and actually having things in key, which is the main point.
Dude.
If you have that like built in, like I know people with perfect pitch, and then I'm really jealous. But
How do you figure it out in Ableton? You just throw the tuner on there to see? Because I struggle with that, having perfect pitch. I'm like, is this in tune? I don't even know.
I have
Sometimes I'll
like
make
relative, so like that just means I could just usually I'll go on my phone. Like say I'm putting in a new song, like watch, like pull up a song for me. Like literally play a song off your phone, and I'll tell you the key. And like that, I don't know how to explain how I know I do that. That's just natural. Versus someone that's perfect pitch, like they could literally be like and tell you the exact. Like I can't do that.
Yeah.
Like
Here.
so you're in G
G.
minor.
Good job. And now, how did you do that?
I have no idea how to explain how I do it, but it's like I can just like find the root note and the root note, and then obviously it's minor because then you do the scale.
That's what's up right there.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain that,
So
but
music.
a lot of people can do that. It's not that impressive. I'm not. It's not a show off thing, but the people that can do that, in my opinion, it's always easier, really quickly to produce things and stuff like that because you just. I know automatically if I'm in G, what notes I can do, what chords are good. You know what I mean? And then there's like I'm average at it. I'll be completely honest. And then there's my friends that I know that are stupidly good that have perfect pitch, and then not only do they know what key you're in, they know all the insane like modes, and you can technically go out of key in a key, and that's like gospel music, jazz. That's like next level. Like, but I don't really make a lot of music like that, so it's like okay for me. Eventually, though, I do want to learn how to do that because that's mind blowing to me when people go in and out of keys. Like jazz and gospel is incredible. You know, with that, that's who's really good at it. I'm in no way, shape, or form like amazing with my ear like that, but for DJing, it's definitely important, I find, and like it really helps me like do things really quickly in terms of like mixing in key and finding like the right songs to put into like edits and stuff. I think.
Yeah, the music part for me, making music, I've always had to work really hard at it. It's
Yeah.
never been like a natural like thing. I mean, I'm getting much better at it now, but the DJing for me was always the natural thing. To
Yeah.
me. Like I just feel real comfortable in front of people and love playing music and shit.
Yeah.
And then in order to play better shows, I was like, oh man, I gotta make music too.
Yeah.
Shit. But luckily, I started a long time ago, and it's coming along. So, do you find yourself as a person more of a producer or a performer, or where do you relate to those two?
I'm somewhere in the middle. I'd say it's probably like a 60-40 kind of thing with making music is still, I lean more towards, I could sit in my studio, but I still, once I finish a song, I'm like, damn, this is going to be really fun to play. So I really do have that pull. And I played in band for so long, going crazy playing drums. I was pretty comfortable in front of people. It doesn't bother me to I don't really get too nervous in front of people, obviously in the beginning, but like it was definitely also fairly natural for me. But it's a little bit more towards making music if I had to choose, but I do actually get antsy, like, man, I can't wait to play this show because I have a new song ready to play.
What are you most excited to play tonight?
Oh, I made a fantastic edit of ATL Ho.
Sweet.
Yeah, which is funny story actually, because I didn't know my barber. You always find out some crazy shit from your barber. Is it just me? They always tell you some fact. You're like, how do like, why is my barber so
I enjoy
smart?
the conversation with the barber.
Yeah, so I didn't obviously hear when you play a dope song, everyone's like ATL Ho, that everyone loves doing that. But I didn't understand where it came from, and I was like telling him like, yeah, I'm playing Atlanta tomorrow, and I'm excited because they always go ATL Ho. He's like, oh yeah, you mean the Lil Jon song? I was like, what song? He's like, yeah, that's a song, bro. I was like, no way. I had no idea. And I've played here so many times and never played. I wonder if the people here even know, like, because it was like, when you're from somewhere and you don't know where it came from, like sometimes that happens. So I'm going to play
the younger generation might, but the people that are like probably 25 and older around Atlanta are like fucking libraries, dude.
Yeah,
they
they'll know it.
their shit.
All right,
out
perfect.
here, man.
Well, I'm playing it anyways because I don't give a damn, but because I'm going to like it. But yeah, it's fire.
Yeah. Atlanta gets down on some culture. That's why, I mean, I kind of didn't mind coming back really because
Yeah,
they got a lot of team spirit out here.
man, I feel that.
But yeah, so you're excited to play that, and then I had another question for you, which totally flipped out of my head just now, but it was on the subject of shit that you. Oh yeah, your USB. What happened the other day?
Oh yeah, a little story time. No, it was. So this was literally 2 days ago, right? 2 days ago, 3 days ago, something like that. This past weekend. What happened? Oh yeah, so we went through Miami Music Week, and I lost. The funny thing about when I'm home, so my manager, I have to admit, she does my laundry. I asked to do it, but she always does it, and I'm grateful for it. But she really does. I'm spoiled.
Does your manager do your laundry?
Yeah, no one's does really. But she
My
did
wife
Jeremy's.
doesn't even
She
do
did
my
Jeremy's
laundry.
too. Yeah, she did. And you used all her towels. She told me. You guys literally went through like 30 towels. The towel stealer. Anyways, so literally, I think at least once a month, she'll wash a USB because I forget to take it out. So like the top cause of death for my USBs most of the time is it just went through a washer. And
My chapstick right there.
yeah, I never trusted after that. I don't even care if it actually works. I just don't even bother for that reason. So I ran out because she washed I think 2, and then I lost 1, and then whoever was helping me out that week, we all lost them. It's not anybody's fault, but we didn't have any, and I didn't go out to get any, and I have a backup one that Jeremy gave me, and I've literally, how many times have I used? At least 10 times, I think. Not like a million times, but I've used this great lacy 1 terabyte, like the orange lacies, like they're good. They never break, right? I plugged this guy in, and my first 3 songs loads perfectly, which was deceiving because the next 3 songs didn't. So I'm literally like maybe 10 minutes into my set, and I'm just like freaking. I'm like, what is it? And it's a weird error. It's not like corrupt. It's not like one of those like the USB's broken. It's like your USB's just stupid. And I was like, I didn't understand it at all. It was like not loading certain ones because it was saying it wasn't filed. I wish I remember what error, because it was so weird. I had never seen it. So I was just really confused. So I literally just tell the crowd, I'm like, yo, my USB's like really messed up. I'm going to go back to the hotel and go grab my other, I didn't have another one. I had to go grab my laptop and borrow one. And this dude, Jerry, was nice enough to like come up and play. And he told me after the set, I even tell Jeremy this, he's not like that. He looked like maybe like late 20s, early 30s, like pretty in shape guy, but he has diabetes, and he didn't like, they have to like prepare themselves with the right amount of sugar, I guess. Like they have to like, for physical activity, they have to like prepare, and he wasn't prepared. So then I come back like 30 minutes later, and he looks like really tired. I'm like, damn, I feel bad. He had to like fill in, but then I did my set, and I went hard as hell. I was like, I owed these people, and we did the set. It was fine. I borrowed one from one of the other DJs. And then he told me like, yeah, no, he said he didn't like prepare his like himself for physical activity. I was like, oh my God, I feel so bad. What if this guy with diabetes like passed out like on the stage, and it was because I didn't bring my USB? But yeah, I'm pretty calm under pressure. I was just like mad because I was like, oh my God, like you have to be kidding me. That's just annoying because I always have a backup, but we just lost them all. Didn't have time to like really get a new one. So now I just bought 2. Oh, best part about the story, Kingston hard drive, the Kingston brand. Someone like hit us up and was like, "Hey, we'll send you hard drives." I was like, "Oh my God, please! I'm done. I need to have like a sponsor at this point."
Shout out Kingston.
Yeah,
Sponsor this podcast too, if you like, sir.
No, they were very very generous. I think they just sent us some. But yeah, maybe I'll switch. I don't know.
So in your DJ career, what's the biggest fuck up you've ever had?
That would be number 2, but number 1, my very second. Sorry, not first. My second festival ever. So my manager, Paul, is really close with these guys at Life in Color. And he actually is a co-founder of it. But this was after he left the company. So it was definitely kind of like all right, give me this little chance. Like, I'll open up the stage. Nothing crazy. I'm the first one on, basically. I get my little 45-minute set. Literally my second festival ever. So, but I did practice like the whole week, had my set ready to go. And I had these 2 shitty USBs. Like, this is why I never use anything but 3.0, because I had these 2 crappy ones I just bought at CVS. And it was literally just like, I don't even remember. This one, I don't even think I got to start. I think from the very beginning I plugged it in, didn't work. Like, I didn't even play. And the worst part is I remember announcing myself. I was like, "Hey guys, what's up? It's Nitti Gritti." Like, I was like nervous. Like, "It's Nitti Gritti." I plug it in, and it's just like nothing. And I'm just like, you have to be kid, like nothing, 0%. And then that one on stage, I had to borrow this kid's laptop, take the USB songs from the old crappy USB and load it onto a new one. And this was like the slowest computer of all time. And it took me like a 30-minute gap. And again, some other kid played for me. But that one was super embarrassing because I actually just bought the wrong ones and just didn't test them, blah, blah, blah. And just like, yeah, that was the biggest one. And it was also like my manager was like, "Oh my gosh, I just tried to, have him have his moment and ruined it." So that was pretty bad.
Man.
And it was early in the career. That's why I was so like,
now you're at warrior level. You're gonna go hard as fuck tonight, I'm sure.
Yeah, I got my stuff tonight.
So you guys roll out tonight to the district and see him. Tonight, party goes till late. So
yeah, I'm on at 1.
this is the man, Nitty Gritty. Come earlier, get super drunk and crunk before the show.
Crunk, baby.
And yeah, we'll see you guys there. Anything you want to say or find where people can find you? Instagram, DJ Nitty Gritty.
Oh yeah, just at DJ Nitti Gritti on everything.
What you got coming up? Anything?
Yeah, I actually got a lot of cool new music. I got some dubstep release. Got some house music. So I got a Matt Decent, then a Confession. Yeah, some new. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. But yeah, there's a lot of music. It's more fun when it just comes out to really announce it. You know what I mean? Because then people ask me like, "Oh, when's that coming out?" I'm like, let me figure it out first.
Yeah, sometimes shit doesn't come out for like a year.
Exactly. That's why I hate being like, "Oh, coming
Yeah.
out next month," because stuff changes. You know, got to do the contracts. But no, I'm excited. There's a lot. I'll also do some edits. I have one I'm thinking about releasing, and it'll be fun. It's called Crack Storm VIP. So
Nice, dude.
it'll be nice.
Well, thanks for being on the show.
Yeah.
Looking forward to your set tonight, and congratulations on everything, and keep the ball rolling. Thanks for tuning in, you
Perfect.
guys. This was a fun episode, and we'll see you guys tonight at the District. Peace out.
Peace. Fire. I had to pee so bad.